What's up, bro? Welcome to a new episode of the BrandonJaneauShow. As you already know, I am Brandon Janeau, and like always, YouTube channel BrandonJaneauShow, social media BrandonJaneauShow, step on the Facebook. Facebook is the BrandonJaneauShow, uh, and of course, like always, all podcast platforms is BrandonJaneauShow everywhere. Hope you guys enjoy these episodes this year. Um, I cannot thank you guys enough for all the new subscribers on either Instagram or on TikTok or the brand or on YouTube. Appreciate it. Truly, truly, truly appreciate it. Um, yeah, and this episode is going to be coming out at the beginning of next year. So happy New Year's to everybody. This is my 2022 review show of and I hope you guys enjoy this episode. Like always, man, like I said, hope you guys enjoy your new year, and let's get into it. So, tonight's episode is Life and Times with Music. Okay, this is my 2022 yearly review show of the music. Now, just like I did last night, when you're going to hear that, I kind of just chose a couple of topics that I liked about music. I liked about wrestling because I did the Wrestling Life episode last night, and tonight's the same. So I'm going to pretty much talk about what has happened in 2022 when it comes to music. And tomorrow night, I'm going to try to get to um, point of view of random shit, which is always the thing. So hope you guys enjoy this episode tonight. So let's get into it. Life and Times of Music 2022 music review show. This year has been in music. Yeah, it's not like yeah. There was a couple of returns. Beyonce is back. She dropped her album. Kendrick came back at the what a 4 or 5 year layoff. Since Damn. Pusha T dropped another incredible body of work. Drake dropped 2 albums in a year, which is rare as fuck. Um, who else? Who else dropped this year? Yeah, in returns, Rihanna dropped music this year, which is crazy. Um, but all in all, man, 2022 musically this year was kind of fucking bad. I'm not gonna even sit there and act like it wasn't. It was bad. Like and I don't want to say it's bad. I think it was the year of experimental music. I saw a lot of people experiment with a lot of shit. Like Kendrick's album, like I've said numerous times, Kendrick's album was okay. And maybe when I get older, I will appreciate it more, the concept of the album more. I actually like the first part and Count Me Out, off the project. But the second half, I just you could have kept it. Yeah, Beyonce's album. I mean, she's got like the TikTok world going crazy with the songs off the project. But when you actually look at the results of what this album did for her, it's not a really big album. It's shocking that this album wasn't really that massive. Like I said, Push album was definitely one of those albums this year. Um, dropped in I think April. Um, you know, and I thought it was a pretty, really good body of work. Um, Drake dropped 2 projects, and now it was a trilogy of all things. Certified Lover Boy, Honestly Nevermind, and then of course Her Loss, which is the best of the three. Let's be real, it's the best of the three. um, yeah, all in all, man, I don't think 2022 was good. Like musically, it wasn't good. Like you had some new artists that came in and kind of did their thing and everything. Um, you know, Gorilla, who has had like I think 2 of the biggest songs probably of the year with Tomorrow and Fuck Nigga Free. Shout out to Gotti for signing her. That was a big fucking signing for him. Also, CMG's project was pretty fucking good. Um, Little Baby, who I had so much high hopes for going into this upcoming project, his album is not good. Like it's what you expect. It's okay. It's decent. It could pass for what this era is right now. But when I listen to, I go back and listen to his album, All In. That fucking album was oh, My Turn, I should say. My Turn was way better than this project that he just dropped. Like that shit was ugh. Like it's okay, it's decent. It got some songs on that bitch, but it's okay. I think the biggest name that came out this year, possibly, like I said, Glorilla. But also Eastside G was a motherfucking monster. Eastside G shit is fire. Um, got a couple songs that I like from him this year that I thought was really fire. Um, the beginning of the year is where I want to start off this whole real project shit with. The beginning of the year, it started. I want to talk about one particular person. My favorite artist, J. Cole. Cole probably started this year off with, I saw this, I think, last night, and I can't argue with it. J. Cole might have two of the greatest verses, two of the best verses of this year. The uh, John P. Caddy verse off of Benny the Butcher's project, and his verse off of London with Bia. Like J. Cole's got two verses of this year that you can. I would put that up against maybe Jay Z, and that might be. And I'm not talking about his guy did verse. I'm not even talking about his guy did verse. I'm talking about the neck and wrist verse off of Pusha T's album. Like the guy did verse was cool, but he had like 4 minutes to spit that shit. He had a whole 4 minute verse. Like he could say and kill everything. But and I'm not dissing the guy did verse. It was really fucking great. Jay Z. When the fuck do we not give Jay Z his fucking props? Well, I think the neck and wrist verse is better to me though. I like when he was just on his shit, just talking his shit. I like when Jay Z just talking his shit. So the neck and wrist verse I felt like was way better. Like what he said when he was talking about Phase on Love, pretty much. He pretty much just shooting shots at Phase on Love in the whole beginning of that verse. But yeah, I would say maybe, but J. Cole probably had the two best verses of this year. Like it's not even close. Like the man killed two songs. And I mean, I don't even remember when the Jonah Lucas song came out. I think it came out this year too. Even the Wale verse off of Poke It Out. Like J. Cole killed this year. Like with verses. Like it's kind of just like that. And I think 2022 pretty much showed everybody J. Cole is just that great. And then when he dropped the D-Day project with Dreamville, his label, and did Freedom of Speech, and then he did the pipe down, his pipe down version. You can't even like put this into perspective. Like the man is different. The man is fucking different. Even on Stick, the beginning of that project, the first song off of the project, Stick, with JID in them, it was incredible. His verse was just incredible. Yeah, J. Cole might have the two best verses of the year, and it's very hard not to see that and think that the man had the two best verses of the year. Um, Another one of my favorite artists, Drake. Uh, Drake proved his star power cannot be touched. This whole year. Either it be the collaborations that he did this year, on Jack Harlow's project, or you know, his ability to just know music and know songs, man. and like I said, her loss was just like a different fucking project, man. Like I'm gonna be honest, I didn't listen to Honestly Nevermind, and I think he knew people were not gonna listen to Honestly Nevermind, which I knew that was one of the reasons why he did it that way, because he knew people was gonna throw it and shit on it. So when he dropped a Her Loss, it would be fucking outstanding to the point where you couldn't deny it. You couldn't deny it even if you hate this nigga, that you're like, yo, this nigga shit just fire. That shit was fire. And then he put a nigga that I know people can't really just disagree with, and 21 Savage, and he just did a project with this man and killed it. I'm finding new songs on that project every day that I'm like, man, this shit is still fire. Lord Jesus. So so it's just that, man. I think Drake proved it. I think his Churchill Downs verse is also in verse of the year. When he's just on Churchill Downs and he's just talking about it. and you just talk about pretty much Push and everybody, and I think that that's the thing. Now, do I think he was dissing people on her loss? Maybe Drum, maybe Kendrick or Kanye. I don't know. The mag shit, people just I think blew that shit out of proportion way too much and way too fast. Instead of really actually listening to the song, you actually just like, oh yeah, yeah, and that coexists and that just lines up, and it's just like, okay, did you even listen to the fucking song? And that's my whole thing. Um, yeah, I didn't understand that shit. Yeah, but Drake, I think this year proved that his star power is untouched. Like he can just go, and I think that's the beauty of it. Like I said, there was a lot of new artists that kind of came into light. Glorilla, and of course Eastside G. Ice Spice dropped a song. It it's catchy. I give her that. It's very fucking catchy. I mean, everybody's been pretty much bit off of it since it's been out, and that's what people do in this industry. They just take what the fuck is the hot shit and just run with it. Um, but there wasn't that many people that you could just be like, they're like that you really believe is gonna be here for the next couple of years. It's just not that many this year. I didn't really hear anybody this year that I was like, yeah, they're gonna be here for years and years to come. It just isn't that. I don't feel that way. About yeah, I don't really feel that way about any of these artists like that. Like I think that it's by year basis now. It's like year by year. Like if you can actually make it, then cool. Um, Music, like I said, this year in music was just fucking up and down. Like it wasn't really anything that you could really be like, yeah, this is great. I can't even tell you what was the number one songs on the charts this year. I really can't. Also Taylor Swift dropped this year, which I actually heard a couple songs off her project. It's not that bad. She's actually more grown upish on these songs, I guess if you want to say it like that. Um, she's taking more of a risk with the content, which is good because she's in her 30s, so it kind of is like you can't be this, I don't say nothing bad shit. It's kind of weird to say it, but and kind of do it that way. But for the most part, I don't think this industry. I don't think any artist this year was like it blew me away. Like none of these artists this year really did anything. Like I said, maybe 2022 was just the experimental year. I don't know that many artists or songs that I really like that. That was like, yeah, this shit's fire. Like even last year, even though last year wasn't even that crazy of a year, it still had songs that you could be like, yeah, this shit is kind of fire. Like I can understand why this song was hot. Like Silk Sonic project was great. Uh, you know, even what DJ Khaled did, uh, with Lil Baby and Lil Durk, like that song was everywhere. Like it made sense. This year, I can't tell y'all what song, what artist really blew the fucking doors off the hinges. I can't. Cause I don't fucking know. Like it's just this year was so fucking. I mean, I feel like this. If you liked an artist, you probably genuinely like that person. Just you like the music regardless. So you're just gonna be like that artist killed this year. But this year, as a real music consumer, man, I love music so much. I just can't. I can't tell you one artist I felt like really just dominated the year. Like it's not one. Maybe Drake, and that's about it. And it's fucked up that it gets to that point. And not to say Drake is a person that shouldn't have dominate this year. He's one of my favorite artists, but it's just like he controlled the headlines for all of the year. Like if you come into a music mindset, like he controlled the headlines for most of the year. And yeah, I don't fucking know an artist that I could be like, yeah, he killed it this year. There wasn't that many. It's bad, man. Also, the Grammy nominations this year for hip hop was fucking terrible. Like, oh, Future dropped. Future dropped the album. He's back, and see how fast that is. See, I don't remember that shit even hit my like. I was like, oh yeah, Future dropped. Like that's how fucking crazy that is. Because we don't remember a lot of that project other than the fucking him Drake in terms. We don't remember shit off that project. We don't. The Grammy nominations came out this year. For this upcoming year's Grammys, the Grammys never get it right, and I think people need to understand that. Some years they play politics. Sometimes some years they play popularity, and this is one of those years where I feel like they just want popularity because I don't think that many hip hop artists. I don't think that many hip hop artists really tried to probably put that shit into consideration for the Grammys. I mean, look at the Grammy nominations. You got Jack Harlow's project, which you could have your own debate about, dude. I personally am like, that's way better white rappers than him. I think G Eazy's a way better white rapper. You know, shit, yeah, G Easy, way better. Like, I wish G Easy would have gotten the same respect and love when he was doing his shit, like Jack Harlow is. Like, lying to the American people, lying to us, like we don't know this motherfucker is really. Never mind, that's neither here nor there. But never mind, yeah. But his album got nominated for a Grammy, which I think that's more off of popularity than it is actually the album was good. Future's album got nominated. Like I said, really didn't really listen to Future album like that. It is what it is. Future makes really great music. Don't get it twisted. For me, I love Future music, but it's just like I don't know, just something about it. I just his album sometimes it does fall flat for me sometimes. I'm not gonna lie. Like Future mixtapes, I can listen to Future mixtapes. I can't listen to his albums. It's just something about it. Push, which I think should take the Grammy this year. If he doesn't, then the Grammys, well, I'm about to say rigged, but we already know the Grammys are fucking rigged. That's not a fucking surprise. Um, Kendrick, which again, like I said, Kendrick's album is really good, but it is what it is. And DJ Khaled, like Guy did. Now I go and listen to Guy did. He got some songs on there, but it's just like I don't believe in Khaled. I think Khaled's catalog was way better in the past when he actually was just trying to make good songs and good music with people. And I feel like recently he's just trying to just pull any and everybody that is a big name because he's Khaled and everybody knows they could just get publicity from him. His music is just fucking lost it. I don't know what it is. Like as he's gotten bigger, the music has gotten worse. And like I'm not hating on the niggas. I actually was listening to DJ Khaled shit a couple nights ago. His catalog is really fucking good. If you actually go back and listen to it, We Taking Over, I'm So Hood, All I Do Is Win, like shit like that. Like he had anthems, like real shit. Even like I just said, with him, Lil Durk and Lil Baby last year, like he still got the chance to do it. It's just I feel like he's just too invested in trying to be this fucking popularity guy. And he's just like, I gotta do this. I can show. Let me show you I can do this with Jay Z and Nas. And I. It's like, dude, like, can you just get back to what you used to be? God is okay as an album, I guess, as I've gotten older and stuff. But as it's gotten a little bit older in this, it just I don't know. The Grammy nominations for hip hop is clearly fucking stupid. I don't understand this shit. Like I said, again, like 2022 was a bad year for albums. It was just not good. Nobody really dropped something that you can be 100%, but like precise. Like this is the best album out. Like it was okay. A lot of these albums was okay. My album of the year is not even in the conversation for the Grammy nominations. That was JID. I think JID's project was very fucking good. The Forever story, Forever Now story was an incredible body of work. I think JID shit was way better than half of those nominated shit. Maybe it, I feel like JID album probably was what Kendrick was attempting to be. Like JID shit was perfect. Like it was a really good fucking body of work. Um, and if you haven't listened to it, go listen to it. It's a really good fucking body of work, man. But yeah, like it's there was way more artists that could have had an opportunity to get that hip hop nomination for the Grammys, but you just went with the popularity. I don't think that, like I said, I don't really see how uh half of those albums are even nominated. More so just because of the popularity of all the artists. You just want people to have eyeballs on your set. And like I said, if Push don't win, then it's just fucking stupid. Like if Push don't win that shit, who had actually the better body of work of all of those dudes, you don't know what the fuck you doing and you judging it fucked up. Like I said, Beyonce dropped this year. I, listen, I'm not dissing Beyonce or anything like that. I think right now in this era where she's done so fucking much, I don't think her music is gonna resonate anymore. Like, don't get it twisted. She's gonna always have the club. She's gonna always find a way to get those singles and get those hits. But I'm looking at how artists are moving nowadays, and it's probably why Rihanna doesn't want to drop music because I think she's kind of like looking at the market and is like nobody knows what the fuck they really want anymore. You're just like reaching for shit. And I think with a Beyonce, she's so accomplished and so established. It's kind of like I think Drake said this in a song. It's like he said it in Churchill Downs on Jack Harlow shit. He's like my music's I'm so big, my music not even relatable. And I think that's kind of what it looks like to a lot of artists like that. Like if she drops an album now, it's got to be something that you could. You the only reason why you kind of listening to her shit now is kind of just because it's Beyonce, and I feel like it shouldn't be like that. Like if Jay Z dropped right now, I bet money people go listen to it because it's just Jay Z. It's Jay Z. You want to hear what Jay Z got to say. But if he actually has content, he has something still to say to us. You will listen to the shit. And I think there's certain artists that get to that point in their careers where they've accomplished so fucking much. It's kind of hard to just be like, let me go support this shit. And I kind of feel like that right now is kind of what it is. I saw yesterday people were going at her because she blacked out on Twitter, TikTok or some shit. And it's like, that shit only happened once. We're not gonna get fall for this shit again. And it's like a lot of people who say that shit on social media. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? This is Beyonce. How the fuck y'all just gonna turn on her like this? But that's just how people move nowadays. It's like if you don't give us something that we can actually we live in a fast-paced era, and I feel like music right now is the biggest casualty of that because a lot of artists don't have that 1 year window anymore. They don't have the 2 year window where you can drop a project and the shit is going to last. This is why people think a young boy is so great. It's like, but the nigga drops albums every 2 fucking months. It's like that shit isn't sustainable because he's showing you it's not sustainable. Sustainable. If he's got to drop an album every 2 months, nigga, that's crazy. Like your shit should have some time to breathe and actually get into the minds of people and have people actually remember this shit. And that's a problem that I have with music right now. It's like too many artists are just dropping shit and you're not really even thinking about the content. You're just dropping it. And I'm not saying that's Beyonce. I'm just saying that's all artists right now. A lot of those artists, but artists like Beyonce or Rihanna or Drake or like the artists that have literally propelled themselves, Pusha T or somebody like that. Like you can tell by the artist that you when you hear their album that they take their time with this shit, and it takes that. Like SZA's killing it right now because she took her time with this shit. A lot of people nowadays don't take their time with their shit. Kendrick album, like I said, wasn't for me, but for 5 years the man has been cooking that shit up. I can't relate to it maybe right now in my life, but maybe in 2, 3, 4 years from now, I'll be like, man, this was a really good fucking album. Like I didn't like To Pimp a Butterfly right out the gate. Took me a while, but when now I go listen to that shit, I love it. But it took me a while. And I think that is the thing about the music industry sometimes. Right now, you got a lot of artists that I think know the long game, know when an album is going to be successful years later. So they're dropping it right now. So when you listen to it, you be like, man, this shit trash, garbage. Put the trash cans, all that shit, throw it in. But when you finally hear the songs, you hear the music, you can tell, like, oh, now you go back and listen to some shit. Like I listen to her albums now, and I'm like, I was tripping when I was younger. This shit was fire. But it takes that. And I think right now in 2022, it's a lot more of those albums that you feel like, you know what, you got to go and just wait on them. You got to listen to these albums in the like now I'm trying to go back and listen to certain albums this year that I was like, I don't know about this. I still got that, I don't know about this still, but I'm trying to give it more of a listen. I'm like, okay, they got some songs off this project. Like I said, Guy did. The first time I heard this shit, I was like, oh, this shit trash. I was like, this shit is garbage. But now I'm like, I'm actually giving myself a chance to listen. What I think of 2023 for music, oh my God. I don't know who could drop in 2023 that I'll be like, yeah, that's the shit. The Weeknd dropped this year, which is another album that I didn't really talk about, but Weeknd is one of my favorite artists. The on that film was another feather in the cap for him. Out of Time might be one of my favorite songs of this year. Um, and people don't even remember the Weeknd dropped this year. That's how crazy that is. The Weeknd dropped this year. He dropped what, January, February? Yeah, it's crazy. 2023. What do I expect? I expect oh shit. I don't know who drops in 2023. Maybe we get another J. Cole album. Maybe Big Sean drops an album. Maybe Travis finally drops his album. Um, maybe Hove. I hope Nas has been dropping albums every year like a motherfucker. um, holy shit, I don't even know who could drop this upcoming year. I don't even know. It's 2020. I don't know. Beyonce's already dropped. She might drop another. I think she said she's going to do like 3 albums or some shit. She might drop the other one this upcoming year. I don't know. Adele already dropped, so she's gonna take another couple years to drop another project. Maybe Bruno Mars. Maybe Bruno Mars. Like I would listen to a Bruno Mars project. Ed Sheeran is somebody I love, and I think if he dropped right now, I'd be like, yeah, let's do this. But yeah, I'm not really that into like I don't. I think what has happened in music this year, particularly, is that the expectations of music, like you're not. I'm not. Okay, let me say it like this. I'm not expecting any artist. I'm not expecting like any like I said, like if Jay Z, J. Cole, Weekend, Bruno Mars, people like that, if they drop, then okay, I'm with it. Let's do it. But I just don't see that happening in 2023. I don't know what 2023 musically is gonna bring. Hopefully, better music. Shit. Hopefully, better music, better albums. I like albums, man. Give me a body of work that I can actually be like, okay, this shit was actually fire. Or else I'm gonna just keep going back to the old school and just listening to shit that I grew up on. And being like, yeah, this new era can't do shit with this old school, man. So this is my 2022 year of music. All in all, the grade of music this year, I would give it a fucking D. It's a D. I break it up to like a C minus. It's a C minus. Like you had a lot of returns, you had a lot of people coming back, but it wasn't fucking good. It like music this year was just not fucking good. I'm sorry, it just wasn't. A lot of expectations for a lot of artists. They just didn't live up to it, and it just yeah. 2022 was just it's a C minus. I give it a C fucking minus. It was really fucking bad. Wasn't good at all. It wasn't. The next life of time with music. If y'all still like me after this, the next life of time with music. I got a couple episodes coming out, but that will be the start of season 7. So, the next Life and Time with Music, I will be doing an artist, and the artist, I said I want to do uh Big Sean, but I'm going to do J Cole. So J Cole is the next artist that is the next artist I will do. J Cole is going to be the next artist. So if you know anything about me when I do music and do hoes, I take the whole artist discography and talk about it. So I did one before, but I just felt like I didn't get him in his proper justice. That's one of my favorite artists. I just didn't give him his proper justice. So this upcoming episode I will be doing. So hope you guys enjoy that when it comes out. J. Cole season 7, 2023. It is on its way. Until then, I am Brandon Janeau. This is Lifetime of Music, and today, this year's music, 2022's music, is a fucking C minus, and it is fucking bad. Until then, I'm Brandon Janeau. Peace. Happy New Year.